Last time we talked about conscious usage of essential oil, being aware of how many essential oils we actually use per day. And we then started talking about blending, and let's continue on that in this video. I would like to address the universal diluting percentage. So all of us are familiar with some kind of a percentage that we are supposed to use for different products, whether it is that you are going to aromatherapy education, reading a book, a blog, you went to a seminar, whatever. There were some percentages, some dilution range where you're supposed to use for different products. So let me give you an example. For facial cosmetics, for example, we are supposed to use a dilution range of anywhere between 0.1 to 1.5% of essential oil in some kind of a different medium, like a cream or butter, oil, something. So we do not use, of course, 100% neat essential oils for facial cosmetics, but these are the ranges that we learned. However, think about it. If I put 0.5% of cinnamon essential oil for my facial cosmetics, I may still burn my skin, you know. And then taking a few other examples, like for body massage, it is recommended to use anywhere between 1 to 3% of dilution range for body massage. So is that really true? What if I use lemongrass, which is recommended at 0.7%, but I use it at 3% because somewhere I read or I learned that that's the safe percentage for body massage. So I hope you're getting the idea of what I'm trying to tell you. Are these universal diluting percentages really to stand by and use that, or is it a myth, or is it somewhere in between? Where is the truth? So the truth is, you got to start somewhere. So that's why in schools usually people teach these ranges, just so that you can start formulating. However, here at Dropsmart, we really encourage you to understand why each oil works, and also why each oil has the kind of safety recommendations that it has, and that all comes back to its chemistry. So let me show you this on a practical example. And I will use an example that is popular at the moment, and it's mosquitoes. This is such a typical example. We reach out to natural products for our children often to replace, for example, for repellents. And I'm using this as an example because I see it so often in class or wherever I teach. And when we look at mosquitoes, there is a wide range of oils you can use, but one that is most popular, and you'll see it in many products, and people always say, yes, lemongrass for mosquitoes. And if you're interested in how to do a mosquito blend or how to have alternatives, you can also check out, I made a whole sequence of videos and recommendations how to approach that on our blog. But let me just show you. So the safety, the maximum dermal use level that is recommended to be safe is 0.7, and it's not recommended for pregnancy or children under 2 years of age, and it can, you know, damage sensitive skin, and it can be sensitizing the skin in any case. So why do we find this product everywhere? Why is it recommended for so many things? I honestly do not know, except that it has a nice smell and that it's a more financially available oil. But think about it. If you want something to repel mosquitoes, will 0.7% be enough? And if you look at the percentages that you're allowed to use for example, therapeutic use, it's sometimes up to 20%. So if you just stay stuck at those universal recommended percentages, you will definitely go over 0.7% that is recommended for this specific oil. So what do? What can you do? I would recommend you first start again by looking at oils that are for mosquitoes. So if we go back, and we have a whole bunch of oils that we can use for mosquitoes. Again, I really encourage you to use our comparison tools, and I will show you what I did with my formulating class. We were talking about our repellent, how to create a repellent, but most of these women had, of course, children and wanted to make something that's available for them as well, safe for their children, and also something that they can use any time of the day. So for example, rosemary might be a great oil to repel mosquitoes, but it will wake you up in the evening. At least it will wake me up. You don't want to use it in the evening. So here are some of the oils that we ended up choosing. We chose spearmint, geranium, ginger, and sweet orange. And why did we choose these? First of all, now that you've been following these videos for a little bit, you know that the power is in the chemical constituents. And if you take a look at this, my class really utilized everything that you've been learning so far. And that is using very different chemistry. Just by looking at the color, you will see that it has a wide variety of chemical constituents that will attack the mosquitoes in different ways. Next, if you remember the video on the smell, you will see that it covers all three notes. Here we have top, middle notes, bottom notes, so it's very nicely blended as in smell wise. Also, here's another trick and tip for you. You will see that looking at the colors, they come together, and this is very important for the overall nice smooth smell, because you will see that all of these, although this is dominating in monoterpenes, we have them here and here and here, so it will nicely combine with these oils. Although here it's dominated ketones, we have them here, we have a little bit here, so it will nicely blend through geranium to the rest of the blend. And the same for the other ones. So you see, now we're building the awareness of so many layers of formulating, the safety, the smell, and of course the efficiency. So all of these oils will be efficient against mosquitoes. So we will not look at the references. You can take a look at that at your own time. What I wanted to show you was the safety. Why did we choose sweet orange and not another citrus? Because it's one of the rare citruses that is actually not phototoxic. We did want that beautiful smell, we did want that efficiency, but we did want to use it any time of the day. So that's why we chose sweet orange instead of another citrus. Ginger is something you would not think that is so safe to use, but it is, because it's a spice. We automatically think it's spicy for the skin, but it has beautiful sesquiterpenes that are actually working the other way. So when we take a look at the blend later, you will see that this blend will help you for both, for repelling the mosquitoes, as well as you can use it later to soothe any itching and inflammation. And you look at geranium and spearmint, geranium has such a high maximum dermal use, and that is why we chose it. With ginger and sweet orange, it doesn't even have the maximum because they are so safe. And with spearmint, this is the only one to look out for because it is at 1.7%, which is still manageable to work with. So when we create our formula, we will use less of spearmint and we can be more abundant with the rest of them. The third oil we did add is also lavender, but I didn't put in the comparison because we're all no, it's safety recommendations, and that was what I wanted to show you with the comparison tool. Here is our blend, and please do take a look at how concentrated the blend is. Yours doesn't have to be so concentrated, but this video, as well as the class we had, was to see, can we go over, of course you can always go under, and you should many times, those universal diluting percentages and still be safe. And this is a perfect example of that. Have we been using lemongrass for repelling mosquitoes, we would have to use it less. So somewhere under 0.7% would be safe for us. But questionably, it's not recommended for children for 2 years or younger. I would not even put it of a child that's a little bit older than that, not to sensitize the skin because of such a high concentration of citral. However, here we are very safe with the constituents, and as you can see, we have a very high percentage. We have let me just count this quickly. We have 11 drops in a 10 milliliter base oil. That is a lot. I would not recommend that. But even having such a large concentration will be safe, because as you take a look at the safety, you will see that all these oils are safe to use at such a high percentage. Again, I do not recommend to go so high, but just to show you that the universal diluting percentages are a good place to start with. However, they can be deceiving both ways. Sometimes, like with the example of lemongrass and cinnamon oil, you cannot go as high as they recommend, where in other examples, like with this mosquito repellent we created in class, we went much higher than the recommended dose, so it can be really, really efficient. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope it is empowering you to be more creative. This is a great way to be more efficient, because you are not constricted by what other people are telling you you have to do, you have to follow. If you understand how each oil works and why, by taking a look at its chemistry, it will tell you why it works the way it works and why the safety hazards are the way they are. Then taking that knowledge further into blending will help you so much to be more efficient, more mindful of the environment, more creative, and ultimately create your own blends. You will not depend anymore on books, blogs, and all the seminars we are attending. Of course, they have their value, but you need to then express yourself. Each of these formulas is then made very specifically for your client, for your child, for your needs, for whatever it is that you are offering to the world. Thank you for watching, and I hope this is inspiring for you to take you to the next level.